Minnesota, I had a Minneapolis library card. No matter where I'm at, I have to keep access to where I can be able to get the access to books. You know, I have to be around books. You know.
Yep. It's very important for all of us to learn, man. You know, that's the only way that we're going to see ourselves grow as people, as a nation. You know, as a nation, you wanna help teach as many children as possible the history of everything that's, you know what I'm saying, that you've gone through, that your family's gone through. You know what I'm saying. You want to know your ancestral traits. You know what I'm saying. There's so much that you want to learn, that you want to discover about yourself and about those around you, stuff like that. And it's gonna take a lot of, you know what I'm saying, getting into, you know, investigation. You dig? You're gonna have to try to look into some things, and which is gonna require doing some reading. You know, at some point in time, you gotta take a few minutes just to try to read something that you definitely were trying to catch up on. You know, especially if it's on some history. You dig? You wanna be able to, you know, put that motion in the read. Got to show you this here. Now this book here was given to me. This was a gift that was given to me, I want to say, about a month ago, you know, from a guy that I work with. Actually, his name is Guy Martin, you know what I'm saying? This is a dude I work with. And he gave me this book on the Nag Hammadi scriptures. And this book is filled with information. It's got so much in it. I've been reading this book, I've been having so much reading this book to where sometimes I can't find a point when to put it down. Because once I start into it, it's hard to stop. I mean, once I start, it's hard to stop. So this is another one of my favorite books. I suggest a lot of people go get this book, check this out. And I can't stress that enough, man. Books is what we need to have, man. It's supposed to be a part of our knowledgeable diet. You know, it's a part of our knowledgeable diet, man. We got to have books a part of, you know what I'm saying, to create our future, to know the past, so that we won't be affected for any negative that happened in the past. We got to read up on it so that way we know how to defeat it, so that way we can continue to progress. It's a learning tool. It's a learning tool. If you ever want to learn a lot of information, you learn it from books. How do you think we learn about, let's say, Black history? How do you think we learn about Black history? The people that are being honored for Black history, they are now written in a book. They are now written in a book that you can go back and read and find out the information that was left to you from them. They left you a story of how they lived, just so you can read it. So their whole life was written. They may not have known it during the time they walked this earth, but their whole story was being written. That's what books is here for, man. But nowadays, since we're in, you know, modern technology now, you know, a lot of times got the computer now. You know, we have the internet. You dig what I'm saying? And you could do a lot of research. You could do more research on that than you can just from reading books. You know what I'm saying? Or you can download books that you need to read, put that on your computer, and you can go at it like that. But it's never a shortage of trying to learn whatever it is to try to help you live. Just to help you live, man. That's what it's all about, man. So, and since I am in the construction trade, I carry this book around with me a lot. And this is a pretty big book. See how thick it is, right? This is a pretty thick book. Yeah. This is my Peerless Institute on General Building. See it right there? This is the book that I've been studying to try to pass my exam. But obviously now, I've been studying this book enough to where now I might have to go take a course just so I can pass the test, so I get my license. So, but this is one of the books that I've been studying. And of course, you see it's big, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? And I even still got the date in which I bought it. You know, and basically how much this book costed me. I think I still got it. It's nothing but a complete book, you know, and it's all done in chapters. I mean, every page pretty much displays everything that your life have took you through, all your experiences, the things that you've overcome, the things that have knocked you down. You know, it's a lot of things that's incorporated in this book, and you would want people to really understand you for what you really stood for before you leave. I'm gonna show y'all one more book. I'm gonna show y'all my special book. Now, the book I'm about to show y'all now, it's this book is about 130 years old. All right, and I read this book a lot. This is like my #1 book. And just to give you a little history on this book, me and this book kind of found each other. It was a blessing from God that I was able to run across this book because it's power-packed. It is power-packed. packed with a ton of information. I got to show y'all this book. Give me just a second. Show y'all that, man, because a lot of people need to understand that, man, that books is a part of our natural, knowledgeable diet, and we need to keep that a part of ours just so we can grow, you know what I'm saying, and so our kids can grow.
You want people to understand that. You want people to read. Put it to you like this. You don't want nobody to read no news articles, no news clippings talking about something derogatory that happened to you, because guess what? That's a story too. That's a story. If it's being written, if it's recorded, it's in the book. It's part of a compilation. It's part of a compilation. If it's being written, if it's documented, it's part of a compilation, which can contain itself into a book.
You dig? Your name carries weight. Your name would carry a lot of weight when you live, die. That's up to you. You feel me? Just like it's up to me. So, I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, I mean, I'm not perfect. I didn't fall short. You know what I'm saying? I mean, trust me, I have. You feel me? And my life haven't been the greatest. You know, my upbringing have not been, you know, it hadn't been pretty. It hadn't been pretty. You know, I had to suffer, and I went through a lot. You did, but nonetheless, I'm still here. I'm still standing here, and I'm still doing what I'm doing right now, and I'm still applying my every effort to make sure that I do exactly what I'm doing right now, and that's to work with him and to bring all of this. That's it. So books is where it's at, you dig? So with that, I just want to holler at y'all with that real quick, and I'm gonna get back at you at a later date. For sure. This book right here, you see I gotta keep it under wraps. I got it in a plastic bag right now because it's a very old book, you know, so I can only preserve it as much as I can, but it's already kind of beaten up. So let me show y'all this book. This book is great. It's a very old book, and I get into it a lot. This is a Bible. This is a Bible. Some of it's falling apart. It's a very old book, but this is a very old Bible. This book is about 130 years old. As you can see, this is the parallel New Testament version that was made in 1611, and you can see that it was revised in 1881. It's a very old book, you know. So this book here has a ton of information in it. It's kind of falling apart, so I barely bring it out. That's why I keep it in the plastic. And I don't show too many people this book. I have not let too many eyes see this book. I gotta say, man, I love it up here. This is John McLaren Park. You know, I went to school not far from here. You feel me? I mean, when I grew up here in San Francisco as a kid, I grew up not far from here, and the school I went to was Luther Burbank. It's something else right now, but it was a school not far from here. That's why I went at. I went to Visitation Valley at one time, and that ain't far from here. I remember Woodrow Wilson High School was right on the corner from here. Like I said, you don't want to leave this world on a negative note to where when somebody reads your story, they read the negative. Because that's all the world's going to want to, that's pretty much all the world's going to want to know about you anyway. Okay? A lot of people just thrive off the negative, you know. They refuse to look at the strong points and the positiveness that people have done, you know. Most people don't even look at that. Most folks don't even look at that. They pay no never mind to that, because it's like, you know, it's almost like, you know what, it doesn't make sense for me to understand everything that they did good. I want to hear everything they done bad. Why? Because I know they was not perfect. Me and this book have ran across each other. Check this out. Now, I want to show you something. I was assigned to a job, right, to go do some demolition in Oakland. And it was a house, an old abandoned house, you know, and this company decided to gut it out and try to, you know, refurbish it and set it back on the market. So I was called to come do the demolition. Me and, you know, a few other guys was out there tearing stuff out and throwing stuff away, you know, throwing in dumpsters. Well, there were some guys who ran across this book in that same house. Now, this got names in this book. I'm not gonna, you know, get into detail of that, but they got names in this book. Whoever it did belong to, I'm thankful that I was able to at least take it from them, because it's definitely in good hands, you know. But this book was almost thrown away. Well, yeah, man, this book here was almost thrown away, man. The guys had picked this up, and you know, like I said, we were just in there tearing stuff out, throwing it in the garbage. And one of the guys that ran across this book and other books and almost threw this in the... Me, everybody else, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody's perfect, but